To make a naan like this, should you use a tandoor or should you use a broiler? Now, a lot of restaurateurs, what they like doing is trying to innovate in technology, especially when it comes to cooking. So what some restaurants are doing is when they come to cook their naan, they're not using a traditional tandoor, they're using a broiler. Now, a broiler is something you can cook steaks in, you can cook all sorts of vegetables in and bread. It's basically like an oven, but built for commercial, so incredibly hot, and it gives you a great char for some of the cooks. And it makes you allow you cook your food evenly. And a lot of restaurants want this because with something like naan, if you use a tandoor, you need a tandoori chef that's actually skilled in making the naan and make sure it's crispy and fluffy at the same time. Whereas with the broiler, all you need to do is put the dough mix in and just wait for it to cook, just like you would in an oven. Now, some restaurants favor this because of uniformity, but this is the thing. When you use a broiler, the naans are not naans. What happens is the underside doesn't get cooked properly like a naan does. Also, what happens is it ends up being like a very flat naan. It doesn't puff up in the broiler. And when it comes to like thick Bengali naans, like the naans we're used to, it doesn't work. It might just about work for like a thin Punjabi style naan. And the other thing is this, is that a lot of restaurants are also cooking their tandoori meats in a broiler. But it's in the name, right? Tandoori meat. The reason they do this is because of uniformity and scalability, but at the sacrifice of product. Because when you use a broiler, you can still use meats from the night before and it will taste marginally different. Whereas with a tandoor, you kind of need to cook it fresh and you let that ghee encapsulate the meat and the yogurt and the marinade. So a broiler is like a get out of jail free card. But I promise you, customers can taste difference, especially when it comes to puffy, beautiful, fluffy naans.